Oh, you can say nigger, but I can't.
Go back to your car. You fucking serious right now?
Hey, just walk away. Hey, walk away, bro. Hey, walk away. Just walk away. Just walk away. I know. Just let him be. Go back in your little cage until the monkey controller gets here.
Y'all hear this shit, right? Y'all hear this shit, right?
Are you gonna take your ID out, or yes or no?
Y'all hear this shit?
Are you
Y'all
gonna
hear
get
him
your
call me a nigger, right?
identification out? Yes or
Y'all
no?
call me a nigger, right?
No. He started the nigger thing because he is the dumb nigger. Yeah, I said it second, right after you. Yeah, okay. You heard it again, right? The big N-word came out of him. Are you gonna take your ID out, or am I gonna get the sheriff here to get it from you?
Get the fucking sheriff here, nigga. Damn. It's all your goddamn fault anyway.
Wow. I can't even keep up with all the racist things that have happened this week. From the Royals, who are like the McDonald's of racism, 1 billion people enslaved, to the announcer at the ladies basketball game who called the opposing team niggers because they kneeled at the playing of the national anthem. And then he tried to backpedal and say that it was because of his diabetes. And I can tell you, as someone raised by their grandmother who was diabetic, I've never heard of a racist rant from a diabetic. So if my grandmother's sugar was too low or too high, she was never like, fuck these crackers. And I'm like, Grandma, I thought you loved Ritz. No, Melanie, fuck these crackers. That has never happened. To Sharon Osborne calling Holly Robinson Pete ghetto. And I'm like, well, shit, if Holly Robinson Pete is ghetto, then I'm just ratchet. I mean, to the slangs of Asian Americans in Atlanta, my former residence where I lived for 5 years, where I'm licensed to practice in Georgia. My heart goes out to their families. I mean, America, you are just on a roll this week. But the video I decided to highlight happened here where I reside in Los Angeles. And the white man in the video is a former homicide detective. And now the district attorney who I voted for, Gasson, is now investigating, I believe, somewhere between 360 and 370 of his convictions. Because from that video that I just displayed, it's obvious that he's a racist. Now, I don't know what the lead up to that was. I do believe that he was at fault. I think his name is John Motto, Dave Motto, Motto. And he's a retired detective for homicide, but he used nigga with a hard R. Like, and prior to that, he's like, go back to the monkey cage, or go wait in the monkey cage till the cops get here. Like, the fuck? Like, LAPD, is this your detective? Is this your investigator? Is this your person that you put up on the stand? Now, let me take it back, because I am a licensed attorney. I started my career as a prosecutor, and I also did criminal defense in Atlanta. I'm also black, so don't hit me with the, you're not black, you can't say the N-word. Yes, the fuck I can, because both of my parents are black. And in this country, I'm black. I was raised by my black grandmother. Two light-skinned people just decided to get together, and that's where I come in. And go read Plessy versus Ferguson, the one drop rule, where one drop of black blood makes you black, but I have way more than that. But back to Mr. Motto, or the racist detective, or whatever you want to call him in Santa Clarita. And I just want to highlight another racist detective that you may know from the past, Mark Furman, who was a detective in Simi Valley. Santa Clarita and Simi Valley are about 30 miles away from each other. They're in the northwest quadrant of LA County. But anyway, the fact that the current district attorney is investigating Motto's cases is warranted. And if you don't know anything about railroading or prejudice and injustice in a police investigation, I implore you to watch 4 Trials on Netflix and to see how an innocent black man was railroaded by the police in Boston. a little homework. Also, if you don't know anything about the jail to prison pipeline, I implore you to watch 13 on Netflix or read The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander, my legal colleague that resides in the Bay and is doing very great work. But I too had the hope with the election of Biden that we will be a united country, but the electoral votes and results basically told me that was a lie. Since half of the people who voted for Trump, roughly. So the fact that these racist incidents are still occurring in vast numbers is very telling. We really need a change, and I don't have the answers. I'm just one little lawyer doing my legal commentary, giving my opinion and my point of view on what's happening in the world. But it makes me sad when I moved to Los Angeles. Southern California is supposed to be so liberal and embracing and diverse, and to have an incident occur like this in the county where I reside. I live in Hollywood, but in the county where I reside, knowing that a homicide detective was so racist that called a young black man a monkey in a cage and used the hard R with nigger, tells me that we have a long way to go. That's my cat. So I hope everybody's doing well, and just be safe, everybody.